Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 11, Chapter 9, Text 21. Yathornabhirhridayad Urnam santatya bhaktratah Taya vrihitya bhuyastam grasati ebam maheshwaraha Yathornabhirhridayad Urnam santatya bhaktratah Taya vrihitya bhuyastam grasati evam maheshwaraha Yathornabhirhridayad Urnam santatya bhaktratah Taya vrihitya bhuyastam grasati evam maheshwaraha. Yatha, just as Unnanavi, the spider, Hridayat, from within himself, Urnam, thread, Santatya, expanding, Patrataha, from his mouth, Taya, with that thread, Brihitya, enjoying, Bhuyaha, again, Tam, that thread, Grasati, he swallows. Ebam, in the same way, Maheshwaraha, the Supreme Lord. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Just as from within himself the spider expands thread through his mouth, plays with it for some time, and eventually swallows it. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead expands his personal potency from within himself. Thus the Lord displays the network of cosmic manifestation, utilizes it according to his purpose, and eventually withdraws it completely within himself. Purport. One who is intelligent obtains spiritual knowledge even from an insignificant creature like the spider. Thus, transcendental knowledge is visible everywhere for one whose eyes are opened in Krishna consciousness. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for this Srimad Bhagvatam class, and I seek each one of your blessings that I can speak something on this exalted literature, Srimad Bhagvatam, by Srila Vyasadeva. So here the chapter is detachment from all that is material, and here an analogy is given about the spider. There is a whole episode called Spider-Man and it seems that Spider-Man is above all laws, No laws can hold him back. He is always above the laws. So Lord is compared to Spider-Man here, actually. He is also above the laws, no doubt. But the Lord, while living here, He obeys and follows the rules and regulations of the society, human society. Unlike Spider-Man, he doesn't follow any laws, actually. That's the Lord's great humility, His humility, that He actually follows the rules. Anyway, I don't know how many of you have studied spider. The purport also says it's insignificant. We don't pay much attention. But some time back, long time back, I was reading about spiders. Somehow I got attracted. And it says the spider spreads the net, and all of us know, from his saliva it comes out. And within that nets, he puts a specific spots of traps, like kind of gum, gum, sticky stuff. And the spider knows exactly what those spots are. So if you see, sometimes the spider literally runs on the wave. Have you seen? Nowadays there is no, because of, thanks to cleanliness. But in villages and places you'll find spider nets everywhere, and they literally run in the wave. They can just, some prey is caught, they just run to it to trap the prey or eat it. When they run on the wave, they are never caught on those sticky stuff because they know where it is exactly. And if another spider enters, they get caught there. So no, you will find in one spider net, you will find only one spider. You will not find a second spider there. Have you seen the net? The center में एक बैठता है. No other spider can enter. You know exactly what the stops are. So any prey that comes and trapped is because of those sticky stuff, because they don't know it. But the spider knows everything. Similarly, Krishna's this creation, it's a kind of trap. But Krishna is never trapped here. He is the Spider-Man. He knows how to run, how to walk, how to fly. Nothing happens. He's always above it. He's always off it. Never touched by it. Just like water in a lotus leaf. He's never touched by it. Seems to be there, but not there. So these particular verses are discussing about creation. And that's something that everybody is wondering about in this world. All human beings, some point of time, we may give it up, but the idea, the thought, the question that always, kind of hunts for some time, then we give it up. We don't worry about it much. Struggling to come out of the network, then we forget the network itself, how it started. But it always intrigues, human mind, how it all began, how it all started. So many theories, scientific, philosophical, so many theories are there, loaded. If you go to any library, you'll find shelves of books after books speaking about it, without any conclusions. These are kind of hypotheses, thought processes. But Srimad Bhagvatam answers these questions. And it requires some kind of blessings to kind of try to understand what it is all about. These are not knowledge that which can be obtained by studying or by intellectual prowess. This is transcendental knowledge, is the Krishna explains in Gita, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshante te jnanam jnaninam tattva darshanam. So the vidhi are the way to understand or grasp, or I cannot say the word grasp itself is not good. These are all English words, so I have no other way to use this. We cannot grasp this, we are not God, basically. We can experience it, we can feel it, we can appreciate it, and we can surrender more to the process. So Krishna says vidhi are the way to understand the tattva, or spiritual subject matter in tattva, in truth, is through surrender. Pranipatena, then pariprashnana, then asking questions. Then through service, asking question through service. Then the answers comes. Upadekshante jnanam, then they supply the jnana, knowledge. Jnaninam tattvadarshinam, because they are tattvadarshi. So here also you will find the word in creation, it is used mahat tattva. Many times we hear this word mahat tattva. Here it is, the word is used tattva, tattvata. Jnaninam, jnana tattvata. They know it in truth, right? Tattvadarshi tu mahabaho, Krishna is there. Tattvadarshi, those who knows the tattva, the truth. Janma karma jame divyam, evam avekti tattva. Tattva deham punarjanam naiti mameti sorjan. Tattva means janma karma jame divyam evam yo vekti tattvataha. The one who is tattva, the substance, the real substance. Tattva means the real substance, the real truth. So this word comes again and again. So sometimes we wonder, what is this word tattva? Some few months back, I was with Radha Vallabh Prabhu, recently, unfortunately, passed away, in Vrindavan, and he's quite knowledgeable person, and he was explaining what is this tattva, and I found it very, very interesting. I'd like to share now. He said, suppose you have a refrigerator at your home. Just one example, a refrigerator. And it doesn't work, or AC fails in summer season. It's very hot. The temperature is 40, 42. So what will you do? The AC fails. Immediately we call the technicians. The technician comes and he checks. Then founds some kind of electrode or some diode or whatever transistor is missing. Something is failing. So he sees that and then says, okay, this is 5 ampere. Then he searches his bag, another 5 ampere, okay, puts his back, starts working. So what does he do basically? He is a person who knows what it is, what is missing. His knowledge, this is called information. 5 ampere is missing, so 5 ampere is put back. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry, I'm speaking science now. I'll come back to. So this is like what it is. Very, very, very informative, basically. Nothing more than information. Because he does not know why 6 ampere I cannot put here. Because the book says, the manual says 5, so 5. That's it. His knowledge doesn't go beyond it. Informative, that's all. It works, it helps, but it's not the end. Then there are those who actually designed the air conditioner. So they know why 5 ampere. And they know how it works. So they know for a air conditioner to work, we need a compressor. Because why we need? Because compressor cools down things. How it cools down? By expanding air, whatever the thermodynamic rules are there. They know those laws. So they are called, they are even superior than the mechanics because they know why and how. And the entire world surrounding us is running on these 3 principles. What, why and how. The things that we manage. But Tattvavid are those who are Tattvavids. They are beyond this. How? Just think of the person who actually conceive an idea that we can actually cool down air in summer. He is a Tattvavid. Everybody knows thermodynamics law that if your air expands, it cools down. Suddenly you expand, it will cool down. These laws are kind of known to all, but a person who actually conceive the preceptors, so they are called Tattvavadis. So for anything you know in this world, anything we take in this world, there will be like this: information, knowledge, then Tattva. So we have to go beyond this what, why and how. And we have to approach people like if somebody is asking a question to a mechanic, how much he can answer? Sir, 5 ampere lagega. But I have a 6. No, 5 ampere only. He cannot answer anything more than that. But an engineer, he will answer much more. This is how it is, things like that. But if we approach a Tattvavid, imagine what kind of knowledge he will give us. That interactions with him, how much it will enrich us. So therefore, in the West, when a Nobel laureate speaks, gives a class, big scientists come to sit in their class because they're still hankering to know things what it is. But if mechanic goes to that class, will not be benefited much because everything will go beyond head, right? But then those who are seekers, they always look forward to such kind of people. Similar in spirituality also field. We may be speaking, not body, soul. These are like information things. A little bit much more why, how, some analytical understanding. Tattvavid means one who has actually realized the soul, and in fact, same words coming from them will make a lot of difference. Therefore, that Vedic injunction is we have to seek out such a person to understand the truth. Krishna says that we have to approach them, we have to serve them, we have to question them. Then they impart the knowledge, and that knowledge is the most pure, the best. So this Mahat Tattva is a kind of Tattva. There are many Tattvas in spirituality. Mahat Tattva is one, then Jiva Tattva, then Guru Tattva, Sambhu Tattva, Vishnu Tattva. The different Tattvas are there. And the creation is a combination of these things. So these are like kind of information I'm speaking about. But that's what the reality is. That's what the truth is. And when we look back upon ourselves, like when a spider net, somebody is cut, the person knows I am cut. That is the realization, right? That's where we are. We are cut. Now we are cut. So our level of understanding is that we are caught, trapped, and there is nobody has to explain it to us. We are like captives of our own desires. We don't have to blame anybody else around us. Nobody to blame around. It's all inside, and we know it. So then, how do we come out? That's the plan. And then these books were like Compassion of Vyasadeva, Compassion of Krishna. So they help us to start the process. Coming out of it. And when we come to the process, then there are many things that comes our way. One of the lines that came across in this chapter is, this creation is explained actually is a mixture of, I was saying, Mahat Tattva, Jiva Tattva, and all these Tattvas combined. But generally speaking, it is said Mahat Tattva and imagination, Prabhupada says, imaginations of living entities. Jiva Tattva is basically free will, imagination that we carry, different desires we carry. So these desires and Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva is basically three guna. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So when they are in equilibrium, they are not disturbed, they are not agitated, is Mahat Tattva. With the factor of time, when time energy is acted upon this state of equilibrium, the Mahat Tattva, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, then the disturbance starts the whole process of creation. We see in this world, without agitation there is no creation in this world. In this world, there has to be agitation for creations. So these imaginations, the creation starts. But then it is said the Lord created human beings in the end, at the last. But if we just see, understand the surroundings, there are so many species of life, and each represents a unique thought, a unique imaginations. Some living entity want to sleep. Just by speaking it, I'm feeling so good because sleep sometimes gives you so much of relief and a kind of ignorance is the bliss. So that bliss, some people really seek it. Some entity really seek it, and you have polar bears and all those animals who just go on sleeping, surrounded by ice and cold water, chilled wind, they're sleeping, unaware of all the disturbances. That's not a very good state actually. But there are spaces to that thought, to that imagination. Similarly, you take any spaces, you'll find something uniqueness of a desire, and there are so many varieties. So then why Lord created human beings? Because it's already fulfilled. All the desires, all the imaginations, already there in a very fantastic way. It's like, it's there. Why Lord created human beings? When He created human beings, people feel very satisfied. The satisfaction came to the Lord, because here is a chance for them to come out of the web. Mahatattva. That's the whole purpose of human species. But because of millions of lifetimes in different spaces, enjoying different things, all those impressions are so strong in us. It is so deep and so deep rooted. The samskaras, even in human species, we crave for those enjoyments helplessly. Because now we are in the tatastha. The tatastha is becoming very clear in the human species. This or that, this or that. That choices, dualities, everything become very clear. The dualities, they just appear very, very clearly to us. You can see the contrast, black and white. And by association of great souls, then we can actually seek out to come out. There are various processes. There's yoga process. Everything is there in the books to help us to come out. And while struggling to come out, we know it's only this Spider-Man who can actually help us to come out. Because he knows where the traps are. Either he eats it or let it go. But we know Krishna is Karuna Sindhu. Of course, in the universal form, when he winds up, the creation is when he actually eats. Spider actually eats. In the Virat Rupa, we see that Arjuna says is very disturbing, because so many hates with sort of description in Bhagavad Gita, that description. People are crushing against his teeth and blood coming out, skull cracking, and sometimes oceans are entering, mountains are entering, planets are entering, just sucking everything. And everything stops, stills. Everything stops. Winds up. So when the point comes, when nobody actually takes shelter of Krishna, nobody surrenders, nobody understands the purpose of human life, at that time this act is done. Withdraw. And give them one more chance. Again, recreate. Withdraw, create. But at the moment it's not going to happen. We still have chance. So the point that we understand that there is a problem, then how to come out of it, there is a whole process. The imaginations has to be, Prabhupada says, purified. The desires has to be purified. The human form, many times it is explained in Shastra, the whole purpose of human form is purification. No matter where we are, who we are, what stage we are, Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttam, whatever stage it is, even in Uttam stage the purification is required. Otherwise contaminations is surrounding us constantly. Just like every day we have to take bath, right? Just one day if we don't take bath, our body smells, horrible. So if we take bath, at least some devotees, 3 times they take. So we remain little clean, little sane. Immediately the cleanliness actually gives a very good feeling, just being clean. Anyway, so the whole purpose of human life is basically purification. From all these contaminated thoughts and processes, and that's no matter where we are, which position we are, we have to start it. And so that will start with right imagination. Right kind of imagination, or developing a right intentions, because imagination can be sometimes, unruly. It just takes you on a ride, different times, different places, situations may come across where we just swept away, completely, like a helpless uh, small boat in a big ocean with a big storm. You can imagine such situation may come, but what we can always maintain is a right intention. No matter where we are, what situation is, we should strive for a right intention. That is our ideal, and that is meditation. That should be our meditations. Sometimes people say, what is this meditation? People speak about. Meditation is actually connected to spiritual life. It has nothing to do with material life, Of course, sometimes there is meditation of different stages like absorption and other things, samadhi. But it can't be in the material life, because that will bring us more miseries. Eventually, it does. Had it not been so, then why would so successful people would give up everything and take to spiritual life? Right? You have studied so many great kings like Bharat Maharaj himself, on whose name this whole country is named Bharatvarsh. So much tremendous success materially, so much of power, so much of opulence, pure opulence, so much of kind of peace also, because he is the only king. There is no rivals, no fights, no wars, pure power. Still, he gives up. We should think why. Why so many great people go to spiritual camps conducted in GV? Yeah, Nimalila Prabhu sitting here. Right? Many people come seeking some peace. Big successful people. Why? Because after all those things, it's not going to, it just entangles more and more and more. So people come. So meditation is something that actually begins where we let things go. Detachment from all that is material. That is the chapter's title. Letting things go. Meditation is not concentration like some people practice, concentrate. It's actually letting things go. In the Mayavadi camps, they do it very nicely. Because after all, Sukadeva Goswami, who was also Brahmavadi, he was the epitome of that. Totally detached, renounced. Just sit, close your eyes and just let things go. Understand you're not this body. Understand, things that you think very important are not important. It's all going to go away. So they speak all these things and they sit straight, breathe properly, focus on breathing and let things go, and you feel a kind of relax. Actually, you can find a relax. There are many people who do camps of this kind and earn practically millions of money, a lot of money people pay to get that experience. And there are people who have very, very commanding voice, and they can guide you through this process where you actually feel very relaxed. Things goes for some time. Unless you understand the purpose, it's a temporary entertainment, that's all. Doesn't solve the problem. But then, there is also absorption in the meditation, in the sense, once these things go, what next? What next? And you will find that these impersonalist camps, they don't have any answer. That is it. That is it. You experienced peace, that is it. Om. Actually, Om is a very powerful mantra to relieve us. It's a Vedic mantra. It is impersonal mantra. It's like addressing. Like we say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's like saying, hey, suppose I don't know your name, I'll say, hey, and you turn back. But when I say, hey, 1,000 may turn back. So then I say, hey Gopinath, then, he turns back. He knows I'm calling him. So when we say Om, whether it is Narayana, Vishnu, Krishna, Rama, or, Om Ganeshaya Namaha also we say, or Ganesh, or Shiva, who are calling, they all turn back, and they get confused. These guys, who's calling, we don't know, they all go back. So there is no achievement, just peace, no further progress. So we have to address exactly who the person we are actually interested in. Om Namo Narayana, or Om Namo Krishnaya, whatever. I may speak wrongly in Sanskrit, so please excuse me. But there are many mantras like this. So after we let things go, the real meditation actually begins. And that's where we attract the mercy of the Lord, and we start coming out of the net. And that experience is something we are all looking forward to, sometime, someday. So when we then the next verses will speak about what we meditate, that we become. Yamam vapi smaran bhavam tujjate antakalevaram tam tam eveti. Krishna is saying, whatever thoughts we carry at the time of death, that thing will attain to. Suppose we think about whatever nowadays people are attached to, puppy dogs and cats. In vegan society, there are so many varieties nowadays. So many animals they are loved to, they get attracted. But then, this is all compassion, nice, but then it creates a thought process which creates the next body. The example is given in the future verses that a wasp catches a Om and traps it in its cage. Have you seen? I have seen those things. They put in a captive, they put a Om in a captive, and the Om, out of fear, is thinking about that wasp all the time and becomes a wasp within one lifetime. These things are happening actually. So when Krishna says you don't have to doubt, Krishna says don't have doubts on this. Antakale cha mameva swarmakva kalevaram iha prati samadbhavu yati nati atra samsaya. Don't have any samsaya, doubts. It is said that questions can be answered. If you have a questions, I can answer. If you have a doubt, I cannot answer. Doubts can be answered. Doubts destroys. Therefore Krishna says doubts are like demons. If you don't kill them, they will kill you. So don't have doubts about this. These are happening right in front of us. Why you are having these doubts? Krishna is telling, don't please, telling to Arjuna, of all the people, don't have doubts. Because it is likely, very likely, and we are surrounded by such doubts. So if you think of me, that's it. I take care of the rest. It's done. The job is done. But if we can't, whatever thoughts that we carry, that we become. Therefore the meditation has to be on the Supreme Lord and His pastimes. Therefore Srimad Bhagavatam is why it is so great, because it speaks about the Lord so elaborately, so deeply. Bhagavatam, Ramayana, even Mahabharata, Krishna is there constantly in the Ramayana, Mahabharata, in so many different ways. Lord Ram is also Purushottam. Purushottam month is going. Let us speak a little bit about Purushottam month. Means Purushottam is Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. They are Purushottam personalities. So we can meditate on that form and their pastimes and their qualities. The qualities that we speak in this world are binding. But the qualities of the Lord is liberating. They are so pure. So attachment to Lord is good, but attachment to this world is not good. Like Krishna says, Maya sakta mana partha yogam eva madhasraya. Asamsam, again, asamsam. Samagram mam yathayansi tatsrunu. That your mind attached to me. Now we are speaking about liberation, detachment, but here Krishna is directly telling, have your mind attached to me, and that's so fine, that's so perfect. Maya asakta. Asakta means actually a last stage of attachment. Like, you know how mothers are attached to the kids, that is called asakti. Very intense. Very intense. Constantly thinking about. Even after they become old also, they keep thinking about their welfare, you know. Constant attachment is asakti. As Mother's Day just went by, I don't want to commit any offense to mothers. They're great. But this is asakti example. So Krishna says, have something like that to me. Maya sakta. Sakta means total, tight. Sakti means all the energies are there. Manaha, your mind attached to me. Yogam yunjam, you engaged in my service. Madhasra, taking my shelter. Sometimes we take many other shelters so that we say, Krishna, we want to serve you. Taking other kind of things shelter. Krishna says, no need, just take my shelter only and serve me. So these things are there. So if you see Lord Ram's personality, two contrasts are there. I'll just try to discuss that. One is when he was asked by Dasarath Maharaj to come in to Kaikeyi's chamber that fateful night. Next day was about to be his Rajabhisek, and there was whole decoration in Ayodhya city, celebration, sweet music, people are in high mood, upbeat. Everything is upbeat, happy. Happy just emanating, permeating the entire atmosphere of Ayodhya. Everyone was happy. So naturally, Lord Ram was also, one may say, he's happy. So he was a very pleasing smile on his face all the time. Prabhupada says, you will never see Krishna as depressed. But so what happens here? Of course, Lord Ram was a very pleasing personality, nice smiling face. He walks in, and whole thing happens. And when he comes out of the room, those who saw him going in, they saw he's coming out with this exactly same face. Nothing is known what happened inside. It is not yet released. But when he walks out, he talks about same, not being affected. How much we get affected in our activities, in our endeavor, when things goes a little wrong, sometimes we can't sleep in the night. And that happens. That's why the midlife crisis and all those things, people can't sleep. Some anxiety, some problem, so tough, get affected. Lord Ram was not affected. So when he says Trigunatith, this is what he is. Absolutely no. Not only that, then whole Mother Sita and Lakshman, they joined, they walk, and wherever they went, they brought happiness on the way. Of course, Ayodhya was in a lot of, kind of miseries. But whatever Lord Ram walked, all the villages, I was listening to His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj one class on Ramayana. And there is a whole pathway from Ayodhya to Chitrakoot. Even today, people walk that path. But Lord Ram walked that way from Ayodhya to Chitrakoot. There is a whole track of land people take. They walk and thinking, talking about Lord Ram all the time, reaching Chitrakoot. So that track where Lord Ram walked, wherever he went, he gave pleasure to the people. Always smiling, always, people would approach, they would get attracted, they would stand, because he would not enter any village, because he was Banavasi now. He only can roam in the forest, Vrindavan Bihari. He can roam in the forest. He cannot enter any village or township. He cannot eat any cooked food offered by any other of the villagers. So all those restrictions are there. They would just walk, gather around him and wonder who is this beautiful personality. Then they will come to know about Ras, who are you? Those just know what's up, nothing, They didn't know he is actually Lord Ram. They're saying the first time. That was his beautiful darshan he gave to the people. They would ask, who are you? I say, I am son of the Lord Dasharath Maharaj. My name is Ram, this is my brother, and this is my good wife, Bharya, Sita. Like they would introduce. So all these things were happening, and they would walk. Beautiful pastimes. Not going into the details. But then later we see in the same track of the pastimes, Ravana plots, and Mother Sita is actually kidnapped. Ravana does that job. But then what happens to Lord Ram is something that we can't even understand here, because he practically sets the whole world, the mountains, the trees, the rivers, the rocks, everything, literally because of his anger, because of his anguish, because of his, So these qualities are not material, because we saw in Ayodhya something happening, but here something else is happening. Is the same person? No, he's the same person, but the qualities that is exhibited at this point of time is not material, it's spiritual, and that's where the real attachment can come. So without all these personalities, pastimes of the Lord, all this great elaboration, Srimad Bhagvatam and all, we can't really thought about meditation. Will just fail. It will just fail. So therefore, in our culture, the stories of Lord Ram and Krishna has to be heard every day. It used to be, but nowadays, even I can't. I'm not able to every day. Somehow, because of this class, sometimes we get some Prabhupada lectures are there, we are hearing. But the way it has to be done, sitting together and relishing. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj says how when he was in that near Ganga, Ram Sevak Swami, how they would discuss about Lord Ram. Those things are something that is somehow missing in our society nowadays. So thanks to our Radha Vallabh Prabhu who is organizing these classes here, Gaurang Prabhu, they are all speaking. So this kind of programs should be encouraged more, and we should create time, space, where we can hear and actually absorb in these pastimes. And that is real meditation. That's where we understand the Lord's qualities. We take his shelter intensely, cry out, then the Spider-Man comes. And there is kind of total relief. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions or comments? Srimad Bhagavatam ki.